Don't believe what they want you to believe.
Good evening, true believers. Tonight, we invite you into the darkness, into the unknown, to dive deep into the real truths that are never going to be told to you. It's time for the Tinfoil Hat Society. I am your co-host, Justin, as always joined by my co-host,
Vin.
And it wouldn't be Tinfoil Hat Society without the panel of Nah.
I thought we were council.
Yeah, I thought we were council too.
Alright, the council of Nah.
Thank you. It sounds better. I like councils.
Yeah.
Who the fuck are you guys?
Well, I'm Mike.
And I'm Joe.
There you go.
Giles. I'm on the Watchers Council.
So, before we dive deep into tonight's main topic, I want to talk about some recent news. So everybody's been, I'm sure, made aware of, like, the new database for every U.S. citizen that's being bandied about.
The new database they're telling us about? Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're aware that they've been surveilling most of us for a long-ass time.
Yes, the NSA is super powerful. They're unstoppable.
Why are they putting it out there now that they're going to be doing something like this?
Pre-crime.
It's a misdirect. Because there's something else way worse. They're going to throw this out there. It's never going to actually happen. But while this is going on, something else way worse is going to actually happen.
It's called wagging the dog.
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to give us incentives to like beg for it.
Wait, that's my point. What do you think is the way worse?
I don't know. That's the thing. It's like, come up with $1 billion idea right now. I can't. Come up with the worst thing that could ever happen to you right now. I can't. Because you can come up with something horrendous, but what these bastards have planned is probably 1,000 times worse.
That's fair.
I think they're going to steal our DNA. I think they've already stolen our DNA.
Oh, well, yeah.
For sure.
Anybody who did those fucking DNA tests, man.
Yeah.
Yo.
Didn't the biggest one just go out of business? I think it was 23andMe.
Sure fucking did.
Oh, 23andMe went out of business? That's why I stopped getting emails?
Yeah.
Yeah, and someone snatched up all their data
Uh-huh.
on the cheap.
Funny how that works.
Yeah. But that's a business model that's not really sustainable. There's only so many people who are interested in doing that, and after they've paid once, the fuck.
Well, when you're a vampiric lizard pedophile and you have wells of money that just run deep, I mean, is money really an object?
Nowadays, no, it's just numbers in a system.
Yeah. Like when you can afford just to lose a bill.
Well, Vinny said it. Tonight, we're talking about the lizard people, or reptilians, or reptoids, archons, reptiloids, saurians, draconians, or, as I mentioned, the lizard people.
And not the guy who tattooed his face and cut his tongue and did all the weird...
No, he doesn't count. He's a poser.
Yeah.
He's cool, though.
Sorta. Can't have a beer with that guy.
So,
No, I don't think he could really eat.
so the reptilians are supposed reptilian humanoids, which play a prominent role in ufology and conspiracy theories. The idea of reptilians was popularized by David Icke, I-C-K-E.
David Icke. Yeah.
A conspiracy theorist who claims shape-shifting reptilian aliens control Earth by taking on human form and gaining political power to manipulate human societies. Icke has stated on multiple occasions that many world leaders were or are possessed by so-called reptilians. Some conspiracy theorists espousing the extraterrestrial hypothesis claim they either come from the Draco constellation or the Orion constellation, or are allies with nefarious nefarious extraterrestrials from the Orion constellation. Others claim they are interdimensional, coming from another universe or dimension. We'll stop there for a second. And thoughts?
Grab people.
Well,
Grab.
whatchamacallit, they rolled out like several different Bidens. So, I mean, I'm sold. You had 6'5" Biden, you had ballsack chin Biden, you had like tan neck Biden, you had a couple different Bidens. Who knows?
We do all remember that people age, right? People change as they get older.
I mean, define change.
Also, motherfucker in the White House, have you seen, I'm sure you've seen what the president looks like going in, and in short 4 years, what the fuck they look like coming out. No one leaves that place unscathed.
Look what 8 years did to Obama.
Well, Trump got younger looking.
No, his paint job just got better.
Yeah.
It got better.
Well, he looks like the same. Like he didn't change.
There you go.
Oh, yeah,
No,
yes, you
They call
did.
Teflon Don because nothing affects him.
Have you seen pictures of him from 2016? Have you seen like when he was on the trail in 2016? He looked 20 years younger.
And put that
Well, I
side.
guess from 80 to 90 though, it is 20 years almost. You could argue.
They fall apart very quickly.
Remember Bill? My God,
Yeah.
he aged
Uh-huh.
so quickly in that White House.
Yeah.
You know, he had a Desert Storm and the first World Trade Center thing that was Desert Storm before him.
Yeah, that was the first Bush.
Yeah.
Well, he had the first World Trade Center thing, Monica Lewinsky, a lot of cocaine.
That was Bush. That was second Bush.
That was second Bush.
Yeah, second Bush.
Second Bush had a lot of cocaine too?
Oh,
Bush,
yeah.
yeah. Texas booger sugar became the phrase of the year.
Well, who's the dude that Tom Cruise played in that movie? He'd like dead named Bill Clinton. Like the mayor or governor of Arkansas at the time, like he was just running drugs from Cuba. What the fuck was his name?
Doesn't matter. Not the topic at hand.
Doesn't matter. Speaking of Tom Cruise, totally lizard person. Adam Silver, the guy who runs the NBA, lizard person. Mark Zuckerberg, lizard person.
No,
I can go on.
Zuckerberg's a crap.
I'm gonna give you. I'll give you your chance. Michael Barkin, professor of political science at Syracuse University, posits that the idea of a reptilian conspiracy originated in the fiction of Conan the Barbarian. Creator Robert E. Howard in his story *The Shadow Kingdom*, published in Weird Tales in August 1929. The story drew on theosophical ideas of the lost worlds of Atlantis and Lemuria, particularly Helena Blavatsky's *The Secret Doctrine*, written in 1888, with its reference to dragon men, who once had a mighty civilization on the Lemurian continent. Howard's...
Ooh, Helena Blavatsky?
Uh-huh.
I know that bitch.
Howard's serpent men were described as humanoids with human bodies and snake heads, who were able to imitate humans at will and who lived in underground passages and used their shape-changing and mind control abilities to infiltrate humanity. Clark Ashton Smith used Howard's serpent men in his stories as well as themes from H.P. Lovecraft, and he, Howard, and Lovecraft together laid the basis for the Cthulhu mythos. In the 1940s, American occultist Maurice Doreal, also known as Claude Dogans, wrote a pamphlet entitled Mysteries of the Gobi that described a serpent race with bodies like man but heads like a great snake, and an ability to take human form. These creatures also appeared in Doreal's poem The Emerald Tablets, in which they referred to emerald tablets written by Thoth, an Atlantean priest king. Barkin asserts that, in all likelihood, Doreal's ideas came from the Shadow Kingdom, and that in turn the Emerald Tablets formed the basis for David Icke's book, Children of the Matrix. Historian Edward Guimont has argued that the reptilian conspiracy theory, particularly as expounded by Icke, drew from earlier pseudo-historical legends developing during the colonization of Africa, particularly surrounding Great Zimbabwe and the Mokili Mbembe.
So made up fantasy.
I thought they would start referencing Egypt, because there's Sobek, who's the crocodile god, with the head of a crocodile but the body of a man.
I mean,
And
most
then there's
of their gods are hybrid.
Yeah, they're all animal based.
Yeah.
Niabako, who's the steak god.
Vinny, you got pretty excited when you heard Helena Blavatsky's name dropped. Would you like to inform the class?
So she was deep into the occult mystics, and I did a dive into. So there's something called like the serpent bloodline or the serpent seed.
Yeah.
And it's just about bloodlines that came from these like super ancient families that, as David Icke said, kind of mated with these reptilian people, and they, I don't know, they're able to. Enlightenment is not the right word, but like you're familiar with chakras and shit.
Yeah.
So she calls it Vril, but it's a way to tap into like your body's energy source. And like a lot of the ways they explain it is like there's two snakes going up your spine, and like it's like a ever-flowing helix almost. And yeah, these people can like do magic with a K, so you know it's cool.
Or they're illiterate, one or the other.
No, a real thing. It's a real thing. Let me pull up my little cheat sheet here. Alright, I actually have too much.
There's never too much.
Alright. Whatchamacallit. But yeah, they were able, like, did you ever see, you ever see that dude, it was an old YouTube video, like an Asian guy, he could, like, move paper and shit with his hand, like almost like a force push, set it on fire. His name was, like, Jumpin' Jack or some shit.
No, but now I'm going to look it up.
Yeah. There's that dude, there's a couple other videos I saw, but, like, they can do these, like, miracle type things. Like, where you're like, holy shit, how the fuck do you do that? And, like, it's like healing energies. It's like dark and light energy. Like, they can do good or bad things. You know?
The Force.
Right, the light and the dark side. It's always the ever battle. But apparently these ancient lineages also, they had, like, underground catacombs. Which brings me to, like, you heard of the ones in Turkey and all across, like, Eurasia and shit like that. So in 1933, there was a fella by the name G. Warren Schaffelt. He made he was a mining engineer, and he invented a device that was capable of radio X-raying or scanning underground structures. In 1933, he got the go-ahead to use this technology in Los Angeles, and he claims he found an underground catacombs in Los Angeles. And this also brought him to a Native American fellow by the name of, where the fuck's, Chief Little Greenleaf. Chief Little Greenleaf told a story about a subterranean city in California, and it was referred to as like the reptilian plate, like the reptilian underground. And they would use it to escape cataclysms, and apparently underneath there was like a shit ton of gold. The city itself is shaped like a lizard, and there's like a whole bunch of like gold and crazy shit like that underneath, like weird treasures. But he apparently apparently in 1934 they told him he wasn't allowed to do it anymore, couldn't drill, and they had to abandon his project. Now, whether or not they actually went through with it or government intervention, nobody knows. But it ties into Hollowed Earth, so obviously I love it.
Because there's a cave, we have lizard people. I'm not seeing the connection.
Well, the cave's like a lizard, Michael.
Is it man-made?
It's lizard made.
Well, according to the report with Mr. Schafelt, it got nixed. They weren't allowed to excavate. Or he wasn't anyway. But there's also in Japan, there's something called like the Green Dragon Society, I think it was. And they believe the same shit. They worship dragons, and dragons are supposed to be like, like serpents, the serpent seed, and like they practice magic and shit. I think they were like taken out though by the communist China in like the late 50s. When they took over Tibet.
I thought you said they were Japanese.
Well, I guess the whole Asia place. I think they originated in Japan, but they moved around. Thank you for allowing me to clarify.
Good job. David Icke, according to British conspiracy theorist David Icke, who first published on this theme in his 1999 work, The Biggest Secret, tall, blood-drinking, shape-shifting reptilian humanoids from the Alpha Draconis star system, now hiding in underground bases, are the force behind a worldwide conspiracy against humanity. He contends that most of the world's ancient and modern leaders are related to these reptilians, including the Merovingian dynasty, the Rothschilds, the Bush family, and the British royal family. Icke's conspiracy theories now have supporters in up to 47 countries, and he has given lectures to crowds of up to 6,000 people. A poll of registered voting Americans in 2013 indicated that 4% believed in David Icke's ideas. That's astonishing, if you think about it.
Not really.
4%.
What percentage of Americans believe in God? And there's just enough, the exact same amount of evidence for God that there is lizard people.
I see what you're saying, but the problem you have with that is religion's been around a very long time, and there's multiple versions of it. Most people believe in a version of God. There's less people that don't believe in a version of God or a higher power than there are people that do. I think it's astonishing that 4% of, like, what is that? 600 million voters or more? Registered voters?
U.S.?
Yeah.
No, there's about 300 million people in the U.S. 350 million people.
But not all are registered voters.
No, yeah.
So we'll say what?
I'd say
an estimate 200 million?
Maybe 60% of that is adults. But they didn't poll 200 million people.
It's still...
Where was the poll taken?
It just says a poll of Americans who are registered voters
Okay.
by public
We don't know.
by public policy polling indicated that 4% of registered voters believed in David Icke's ideas.
We don't know how many people were polled. We don't know where they were polled.
That's still a ridiculous number.
If 10 people or 100 people are polled and 4 of them say they believe it,
That's still more than I would anticipate.
okay, but if it was in San Francisco, if it was in some place where there's wacky-ass leftover hippies, where there's people with really crazy concepts.
I mean, look, there's a large chunk of our population that believes in crazy shit.
Yeah.
The octopus god?
So, like, I get that. But, this is one that I don't buy into.
Yeah. And let's not forget, belief doesn't matter.
No.
Fact matters. what you can prove.
But even
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because Justin actually brought up the Moravian bloodline.
I did.
And now, do you want to hear the tale of Moravius?
Why not?
Sounds like a thing in Skyrim I just played.
Kinda. He was the king of the Salian Franks. Now, he's also got a cool story. He did some cool shit. But in terms of what we're talking about, it's said that he was one half of his parents was like a bull-headed fish, and some people could think that that means also serpent or dragon because in Eastern cultures, a dragon didn't necessarily have wings; it was more of an aquatic creature, or the Leviathan. And he claims he's a spawn of that. So he's a king also. So I buy it. There's your evidence.
During what period? Like, how old was this person? Like, what era?
Michael. He ruled the Franks from 450 to 751 AD.
Oh, well, I would absolutely believe that 1,300-year-old stories about a guy who says one of his ancestors was part dragon. That is completely sound evidence to me. No holes in that.
Well, there you have it, folks. Someone was on the fence. Now they're off.
I'm sorry, did I not have that dripping with sarcasm?
We don't do sarcasm here.
Well, you don't do sarcasm, and we know that's a lie.
Joe, what do you think, man? You're grunting a lot over there. Are you discomforted?
Lizard people? No.
What, you never saw that news anchor that actually hissed at somebody on air?
So did Pee Wee Herman in Pee Wee's Big Adventure. He hissed at the guy.
Well, I mean, he's an actor, so you can argue he probably is a lizard person.
Was.
Thank you.
I hiss at people. I go,
I hiss at Megan, actually, sometimes. When Megan's sitting in a dark like this. I mean, I'm from the year of the dragon. My car is the white dragon. My buddy Scott calls me dragon sometimes, and he's enlightened, so it's probably true.
Why does every episode of this show feel like Napoleon Dynamite?
Because
there's truth to it, man. Truth is out there. A lot of dragon symbolism out there. A lot of flags depicting dragons, aka lizard people. Oh, Justin, do you have more?
No, I figured you'd just ramble on about people that you think are lizard people.
Well, hold on. There's statues it's from, where the fuck? 7,000 years before so 5,500 BCE. I'm going to send you these pictures.
Wait, did you say 5,500 BCE?
Yeah.
So that was
7,000 years ago.
5,500
So
BCE was
hold your bubs. So,
Yeah, but what?
these are humanoid lizard people statues. Now, it's a female lizard lady holding babies.
Hmm.
Could be Moravius for all we know. I don't know.
Dude, that little lizard baby's sucking that titty.
So it's
Wait,
boobies.
this doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense.
Because lizards aren't
Lizard-
mammalian.
Yeah, lizards don't
But-
breastfeed.
Lizard people.
So
So wait, you're saying that lizards who evolved a completely different path than we did would start to evolve mammalian tendencies
if they're
like
humanoid,
lactation.
Yeah.
That doesn't
So you're also thinking that, like, these things are, like, human lizard.
No, I'm not. I'm thinking if they were to ever exist, they would be lizards that evolved to the
But
point
what if they're not?
that they could communicate.
But what if
Do
they're
you think
not?
a human lizard lady is shitting an egg?
What if they're not like
I really
lizard
don't.
in the term that you're thinking? Like, what if they're reptilians, like, but they're from another planet?
Okay, but then all bets are off.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
So they do have tits, and you can suck them.
But you can suck them. I'm not doing that. I'm a freak, but I got limitations.
Dude, well, she's gonna do like a dark magic spell on you, and you're like,
No, she won't. My constitution is very strong. My midichlorians are through the roof.
no, dude, she rolled a nat 20. You can roll a nat 20 dice at your feet, and you're
He
like,
got you there.
oh,
No, but I got a +5 wisdom.
So are these things smelting copper? Because 7,500 years ago they found that human population was getting into the copper age. I'm going back. Let's see.
I don't know, Joe. I only look to the points that support my opinion. You expect me to be unbiased here?
Full-on ancient aliens is what I'm going for.
Yeah, I don't think Vinny should be allowed to do this show with that hat on. I think he needs to pop his hair up and
I
gel.
was going to say anything, pop it up.
Yeah, you need to. You might be able to get it to your hat.
There you go.
Get the hairspray.
Yeah, you got to depth that shit. It's close enough.
All I'm saying is lizard people.
I'm not saying it's lizard people, but lizard people.
Vinny, who are your top lizard people?
Today,
Mm-hmm.
Adam Silver, the guy who runs the NBA. Look at that guy. They fucked up in the factory with him if he's a lizard person. Zuckerberg, he's trying to human really hard right now.
Elon, right? Elon's definitely a lizard person.
Oh, if I had a top 5, if I'm going to play this game, Elon is number 1.
Elon's probably a lizard person. No doubt. Trying to get back to Mars. Who else? Let's name some names here. Pelosi. That lady's a lizard.
Roger Stone. You know who that guy is?
Yeah.
No, I'll give him a goog.
Yeah, real fucking scumbag.
Yeah.
The dude has a back tattoo of Nixon. He legit looks like the fucking, not Monopoly guy, he looks like the Riddler. He dresses like the Riddler.
Like the Frank Gorshin Riddler?
Pretty close.
Oh, God.
He's got those thick-rimmed, round glasses, a fucking, like...
Mike Johnson.
Who's Mike? Oh, the Speaker of the House?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely a fucking lizard person.
That's
Oh,
how he
and,
got the job.
and who's that bald-headed Charlie Brown-looking motherfucker that's always, like, talking stupid shit out of his mouth?
That's very vague. The Cajun one?
No, this is one of Trump's people. He's...
Oh, Stephen Miller?
Yes, yeah.
Stephen Miller, yeah, he's reportedly a horrible individual.
He's not human.
Lizard?
I would kind of agree with it. The way he delivers statements, he's kind of moving his head side to side like he's trying to hypnotize you.
Yeah. He also speaks in the most monotonous voice I've heard in a human being before.
The Pope.
Old or new? The new guy?
All of them.
He's from Chicago.
Same guy.
Yeah, the most corrupt city in the U.S. Definitely a lizard person.
It's all the same lizard person. That's what happens though. They like the skin he's wearing starts to get a little And
Did you ever hear about the Black Eye Club?
The what?
The Black Eye Club. So the Black Eye Club is like, there's a bunch of different variations of it. It's like you got to get initiated into the Illuminati, and like I don't know, they beat the shit out of you or something like that. They give you a black eye. There's another variation where they're like, they take like a parasite or something like that, and they put it into your eye. That's what makes your eye swollen and like all fucked up, which kind of makes you like a hybrid lizard person. Those are the only two I know.
So I would think that they put like a little tadpole in you or something like that. That would make it the hybrid.
Exactly, like a tadpole, parasitic looking lizard.
Okay.
What movie was that from where they made put the little
The Matrix, they put it in his belly button.
Oh, I'm thinking of in Star Trek 2 with those little weird bugs.
Oh yeah, they put them in the ear and
but they kind of looked tadpole-ish in the beginning.
Oh, they were kind of like armored. They
Well,
looked like armadillos.
When they got older.
There's the
little larva
babblefish.
they pull off.
The babblefish and
Yeah, except that's very positive.
yeah,
It's
that
very
was a good
useful.
one. Yeah. Hitchhiker's Guide. Yeah. All right.
But
Well,
yeah, I buy it. I buy it 1,000%. There's
okay.
lizard people.
Vinny's down for lizard people. Dear council.
Yeah.
I have heard absolutely zero evidence. Heard a lot of fun stories.
You don't believe Merovius?
I believe Merovingius about as much as I believe Jesus. I don't think the guy ever existed.
He is.
He lived for 300 years.
He's a legendary figure of the family. So
Yeah,
take that
the
with a grain of
Merovian
salt.
bloodline.
Yeah, that 300 year shit isn't helping his story either.
So,
And then,
real quick question
Yeah.
now that we know that the council is decidedly negative.
We're just
Guys, do you more realistic for you an ancestor of the like an actual dinosaur that survived from then?
the chicken.
No, like not. I was gonna say ancestor, but I'm not. We're gonna not use that word. Just like an evolved version, right? Just like maybe a plesiosaur got smaller.
Wait.
Maybe a brontosaurus exists in Africa, the Mokele Mbembe. That more logical to you, or lizard people?
So what you're saying is there like a little rock you could put a meteorite and go to this whole village where everything looks like, they're like electric-y, weird bumper car type thing, and these people have these shoes that jump up and down, and the guy has the
You are not Super Mario. No, Bob Hoskins.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Can I say neither?
No, you have to pick one.
I don't.
You have to. I mean, you
I
prefer
don't
it.
see.
No, for the benefit of the show and the listeners, you have to pick one.
Sadly, interdimensional beings is a lot more plausible to me than an individual dinosaur surviving. There would need to be so many of them to sustain a species that they would be noticeable.
Okay.
Yes, I agree with you 100%, Mike. There's no way.
Steven?
For pretty much every life form, there needs to be at least 10,000 of them to maintain a viable genetic pool.
That's why any ancestor of the dinosaurs became like a chicken.
Yes.
The closest ancestor to a dinosaur, but they were evolved to a point where they...
Millions upon millions of years of genetic alteration.
Steven, see, we got them to be okay with lizard people.
but they're saying stuff like dinosaurs are real and they're not because they're just dragons.
This is your guy. This is the guy on your side.
They're dragons, and it wasn't quite until 1864. Same guy who made the Piltdown Man, who glued a orangutan jaw to a human skull, and there was only 2 people looking for dinosaurs at the time.
Boy.
Don't get me started on dinosaurs.
All right.
This is your corner.
If you like what you hear,
They actually got feathers, guys.
Facebook.com/nerdities. Follow us on Twitter @nerdities, on Instagram @nerdities.
Slowly back out.
Go to prowrestlingtees.com/nerdities, NERDATIS. Buy our cool t-shirts, especially all the new EPW ones that dropped.
More to come.
Yeah, more are coming.
There's some problems with designs. It's tricky. I want to make these things look great.
And as we're mentioning it, Kyle
Hi, Kyle.
Hi,
joined
Kyle.
the show. You can check out EPW
Kyle,
Wherever-
lizard people, yes or no?
wherever you get your fine free
Like
podcasts.
existing, or do I want to
Hi,
meet them?
Sadie.
Yes.
Do they exist?
I don't know if they exist. I would not want to meet one.
What's up?
Hi, Emery.
Yeah, we're going to bed.
Bye.
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 Bye. Bye.
Bye.
It was a nice visit.
That was good. Kyle heard we were talking about lizard people, and he wanted to join in, I guess. But there you go. Joe, what do you say now? YouTube's?
check out youtube.com, youtube.com/nerds. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to all things nerdies. And remember to check out our awesome interviews. And you can watch The One Above All on YouTube. And remember, coming this fall will be our Halloween special, our anthology of stories. And then coming Christmas will be Justin's own personal hell. It'll be at 100 greatest movie quotes.
That's not what it's called.
I could. What your
Yeah,
hell story?
It's not being called my personal hell, Joe. You're,
We don't have a name yet for it.
yeah.
That's what I'm
It's just
calling.
it's the Christmas 2025 Nerdy Special for
That's
now.
right.
That's the holding name.
Starring us and Lindsay McGee.
Yeah. The excellent Lindsay McGee.
That's right.
And give us money. We need money. Money good. We like money.
Well, we're getting
Nerdies
money.
at gmail.com.
Money is coming.
Green Swoon, business and or product.
Money's starting to breathe hard. It's coming.
Yeah. Joe will gargle all your babies for a good amount of money.
Shit, what am I doing?
I don't know. What the fuck are you
Gargling
doing?
babies.
All right.
Okay. The opinions of the Nerdy Crew are idiotic and poorly thought out.
Not mine.
Takes me far more insulting. A month from now, we'll insult your intelligence way more. Bye.
Bye.
Because of the end of civilization, the Clamp Cable Network now leaves the air. We hope you have enjoyed our programming, but more importantly, we hope you have enjoyed life.